All right guys, continuing on with the journey. It is the weekend before Memorial, so I think May 22nd or so, before Memorial weekend, and we're supposed to get a little bit of rain tomorrow. Looks like maybe not much or for a week or so. I want to get this in because I'm going to be gone Memorial weekend, and I don't know when I'll be able to come back and plant the buckwheat. Typically, you know, early June, so I'm a tad early. But just for an example, last year when I went to go plant my food, you know, that right around when Jeff came out, I was kind of behind, and when I put the food down, the rain was that was kind of a drought last year. If you're in the Michigan or Midwest area, you know, August went 3 to 4 weeks or so without any rain, and so I was really getting worried nothing was gonna come up, and it was my last attempt at a first food plot, but it ended up flourishing actually after the 3 to 4 weeks of the drought. So anyways, makes me a little nervous, and really this buckwheat is just going to be a cover crop for the planting. So I wanted to come out and briefly go over what I was doing with the buckwheat, get it established enough to prevent future weed growth, and then come back in and crush it all down and plant that food back next in early August or so. So real quick, I had some food plot, I had some bags from the co-op on this spreader. If you guys can see at all, I have the marker basically right across the number 3. So I think that would be 3.5. I don't think they would consider that 2.5, but basically the line is right through the number 3, if that helps. And I think so far, now that I'm about halfway done, I've been spreading at a pretty good rate. I wanted to get a feel for that before I told you guys what was working for me. It is 50 pounds per acre, so we're doing 4 to 5 bags of the buckwheat. Unfortunately, one of my bags was not the right seed, so I was a little disappointed with the co-op, but you know, it happens. I should have checked the bag. That did not look like the rest of them, but the tag did say buckwheat, so you know, who was I to open everything up and check in their faces? But lesson learned. So you know, don't be afraid to give a peek in the bags if you guys are buying a decent amount of seed, or if you're like me and you got to drive, you know, 1 to 2 hours to get to the co-op and pick up your seed. So for the seed though, it is going to be 50 pounds per acre. So basically a bag an acre is what we're going to be doing. Trying to spread it pretty good. And yeah, that should come up. That'll be our cover crop. And then just so you guys are aware, what we're going to do is, so now that it's late May, early June, we're going to plant this. We're going to let it go for the next 2 months or so. Hopefully have a good stand. And then we're going to come back. We're going to smash it all down with the cultipacker. We're using the Packer Max HD by Packer Max, Lincoln over there. It's a great product, and he's been very helpful if I had any questions. Great communication, so I've been very thankful for him, and it was a pretty easy process. I actually had my sister drive out and pick it up, and he was willing to stay a little bit later to let her get that and bring it back home, since she was already traveling that way. So it's kind of a funny experience, but he was just very helpful with that. So but we're going to smash that down, probably spray as well. Some people say that you don't need to spray when you pack that buckwheat down, but you definitely want to make sure you kill that buckwheat. So probably give a decent spray just to be sure on that food, and have some good switchgrass growing on the edges of the whole plot by that time, since it'll be early August when we do that. And again, we'll come back and show you guys how that looks in a couple months, a month or two, do another video. We'll probably do some stuff in the in-between time. I'll bring you guys and we'll touch on that, opening up the travel corridors in between the water holes so the deer can walk, maybe break out even a few trail cam pictures just so you can see what growth we're seeing over here. But not a huge how-to video. I hope you guys took something away from the last video or two. It's more the results, the process. I want to keep you guys posted on everything, not really skip anything. So regardless, I'll be showing you so you can see the whole thing. And again, towards the end of the year, we'll be reviewing all the results that we've been having with the steps that Jeff Sturgis has given us. So any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you guys haven't already subscribed, we would appreciate it if you want to follow along with the process, and we'll see you guys next time.